Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to quickly recharge your air conditioner that might be a little bit low on refrigerant. It might be causing freezing issues. So we're going to show you some things to check and how easy it can be to recharge your system. So with that, let's jump right into it. So here is our system, and a few things before we get into the charging here is we want to check our pressures, obviously. So the best and easiest method, if you have the ability to get some digital gauges, even if you're a DIYer, this is one of the best investments as a DIYer or as a professional, because it has these clamps that we put on the liquid side and the low side, and it tells us exactly what our subcooling and our superheat are. So we know how much refrigerant to then put in the system. Now, first of all, before we start adding refrigerant or make the assumption that it needs refrigerant, what we did was we cleaned off the coils. They were a little bit dirty, and sure enough, our head pressure right here went down significantly, and our subcooling also went down. We want to get this number closer to like 10 or 11 degrees. We're only at 6.5, and so we're going to try and bump that up. The other thing is the air filter inside. If you have a high MERV rating filter, that will absolutely cause your system potentially to freeze up. And that's exactly what was happening with this system. They were using these Filtret 1600 filters, which they're kind of confusing because Filtret has their own rating system, but this is equivalent to a MERV 12, which is like hospital grade filtration. It's really gonna restrict the airflow, put more pressure on your system, on your heat exchanger, on your blower motor, all of those components if you have a high MERV rated filter. So I always recommend a MERV 8 filter, and then if you want better air quality, then get an air quality device specifically for that purpose. So I'd recommend throwing in a MERV 8. That's what we did on this system. Our subcooling is still a little bit low, so we're gonna go ahead and show you this process, but I wanted to tell you those few things to check before you do this. Also, check your evaporator coil. If your evaporator coil is partially clogged, it doesn't matter if you have a new MERV 8 filter in, it's still gonna be messing with your pressures. So make sure all of those things are right before you start messing with refrigerant. Now, a couple of things. Refrigerant is a very dangerous thing. You can get refrigerant burns really easily. So I highly recommend getting your EPA certificate. We have videos in our membership section that show how to get your EPA certificate. So with that being said, this refrigerant we got from abilityrefrigerants.com. And the beauty of this is you can buy it in a 2-pound bottle and basically top off your system like you're topping off the refrigerant on a car. So we're gonna show you how to do this from start to finish. Okay, now I'm gonna demonstrate this on our little bottle here. So what we're gonna do is take our quick loss yellow hose, and we're just gonna attach it right here. You'll feel a little bit of resistance, but once it seats, you'll back it off just a little bit, and then we can go ahead and open this. And next what we're gonna do is bleed the lines. So while it's still in the upright position, starting with the yellow one, we're just gonna let a little bit of refrigerant out, just enough to burp the system. And we're gonna do the same on each of these. So that prevents any oxygen from getting into the system. Okay, that's all you have to do to bleed it. Now we are ready to go ahead and charge. So this valve is open. We're gonna flip it upside down and kind of hold it behind the camera like this. And now all we're gonna do is slowly throttle in refrigerant through the low side. You can hear it coming out of the tank here. All right, so our subcooling has gone up a little bit here. We're gonna throttle in a little bit more, and we can see our liquid going in right there on our sight glass. And again, our target is about 10, 11 degrees. So we're just gonna do this in small increments. And something you'll notice, if you look down in here, I'll shut the unit off and show you, but there's an accumulator next to the compressor. And so yes, we are sending in liquid refrigerant through the suction side, but it's trapped in the accumulator. And so liquid isn't actually going into the compressor. That's the purpose of that accumulator, is to trap that liquid and only put gas into the compressor. But even so, you don't want to be throttling this in really fast, because you'll potentially slug the compressor, sending in too much refrigerant. So we're just doing this in small increments, and give it a few minutes in between to see what your subcooling stabilizes at. And once we get to about 10 degrees, that's all we needed. All right, folks, there we have it. We're right at 10.9, 11 degrees of subcooling. That's exactly where we want it. So it's that easy to charge the refrigerant on your system. You then just close the valve on this, take your hose off, and that's it. Next, we're going to show you how to effectively remove your gauges so as to prevent any loss. Since all the air is burped out of this system, we're going to show you the best way to do that. Okay, so first what we're going to do is take off our high side, and this is a great opportunity while the system is running to show you how awesome these low loss fittings are. So we're going to get these out of our way real quick, making sure we put them back in the right place here. And we're just going to do this pretty quickly. And that's all the refrigerant loss we have with these low loss fitting. That's just a little tiny spurt. So what we're gonna do now, we have 358 PSI stuck in this hose. And a lot of folks will just attach their hoses and trap that in here. It's not good for your hoses or your fittings. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna open up both of these valves, and it's just going to equalize these pressures. Now you can see we're both going to be at the same pressure, about 130 give or take. And that effectively just transferred this refrigerant through the manifold, through the blue hose into the system. So now we can effectively take this off, and we are donezo. Easy as that, folks. Now all we have in these gauges is 140 PSI in this tiny little spot that's next to no refrigerant. So we can bleed this out legally, and it's as easy as that to top off your system. Now, if you're needing some refrigerant yourself, I'll make sure and leave a link right up here in the top left corner. This is a QR code that you can scan that'll take you to abilityrefrigerants.com. You can purchase these in 2-pound cylinders, 5-pound cylinders, and even a 20-pound cylinder like this. All you have to do is check a box at checkout saying that you have your EPA certificate. And again, I have videos that show how to get that EPA 608 just to prove that you know how to handle refrigerant. There's nothing saying you have to be a business owner. Anyone can go and get their EPA 608 and legally handle refrigerant. So make sure and check out those resources. I hope this video was helpful for you. And happy HVACing, guys. If you want to see this same procedure on an R22 system, make sure and check out this video right here. And until next time, you guys be safe. Later.